Lab number 237. With this lab, we are starting a new lab series that will be called Canteen Point of Sales, in which we'll create a point of sales for canteen, where actually the administrators, the sellers can sell goods, create new orders, calculate the total amount of money, and so on. Please make sure you watch the intro video for this lab series to understand what the app will do, how, and so on. So right now in the first lab, we will start with creating the project based on Ionic framework, and as always moving this project to MobileFirst Platform. We will start by opening the terminal window and navigating to Dev Workspaces and creating a folder called Canteen. So here now we can go inside this folder and create the Ionic project using Ionic start name of the project. In our case it will be canteenPOS IO, and the template, it will be blank in our case. It will take some time to create a project. And that's it. So now inside Canteen folder we should have canteenPOS IO project, which is the Ionic project, and we also need to create MobileFirst Platform project. We'll use Cordova application within the MobileFirst Platform. This is the newly introduced type of the project within the 7.1 release of MobileFirst Platform. So for that we will need to use the command line interface from MobileFirst Platform, and the command will be mfp cordova create. The first of all, we will need to enter the application name. It will be canteenPOS. Then basically the package ID we can leave the same. Application version we can leave the same. As by default, we will need only Android OS for now. We will need additional plugin for JSON store. Make sure you have enough actually width of your window of terminal, otherwise you will have the issues like I just had with the names. So I need to make it a bit bigger. But anyway, the plugin that we are looking for is the Cordova plugin MFP JSON store. We will use this store as the local storage on device for storing our data. Template path can be the same as by default. That's it. So now as you can see, we created the project, and inside Canteen folder we now have both canteenPOS and canteenPOS IO, which represents the Ionic one. So that's it for terminal. We can close the window and open the file browser. We need to navigate to Dev Workspaces, Canteen, and we're interested in canteenPOS IO folder and www folder inside it. So let's copy everything that we have here. Go back to Canteen, enter canteenPOS and www folder there, and paste everything that we just copied. We need to select apply this to all files and click merge. So basically the idea is that we will replace every file that has the same name in this folder with what was created by Ionic. Everything else will be merged. Let's just click replace to make the changes. Basically that's it. Now we can go back to Canteen and remove the canteenPOS IO and clear the trash. Now we can close the file browser. Let's open the text editor which we will use for this lab series. In our case it will be Atom. And here we will need to add a project folder. For this we'll go to Dev Workspaces, Canteen, and add the canteenPOS. Just like this. So inside our www folder we have actually the index.html file which has the Ionic structure actually. There is nothing from MobileFirst Platform here yet. And basically what we need to do next is to try to view our app to try to deploy to a MobileFirst Platform server. For this, we need to create that server first, and we need actually a special separate project for adapters and everything connected with the server. So let's do the following. Let's, using the packages term menu, open terminal in a bottom pane. It will be easier for us to work from this terminal rather than opening a separate window. And let's go a level back to Canteen folder, and using MFP create a server instance. So we'll name it canteenPOS WL. That will indicate work-light project, old style project rather than Cordova one. So we just need to click enter and wait until it will finish. So now we have a server project, and we can go inside and start the server using MFP start. In case there were no server before, it will be created from scratch. Otherwise, if you are doing previous lab series for 7.1, you already have a server, so it will start up and install a new environment. Basically, it will be called within the name of the project. But right now, within this particular lab, I don't have a server, so it's creating a server from scratch. It's doing also build and deploy, because now during the server startup, it actually pushes all the apps and all the configuration changes that were done to a server. In this particular project, in canteenPOS WL that we just created, there are no apps, so there is nothing to push, so it won't take long. So as you can see, as I said, no apps or adapters were available to process, but we have a server instance. Now we can actually go back to our canteenPOS folder. Let's make a few changes before we'll deploy the application to our server. So first of all, let's go to CSS and set body position to absolute. Just like that, so we will be able to see our app within MobileFirst Platform. This is the first thing. And the second one, under GS folder, app.js file, we will comment the run with function Ionic Platform. So to comment it, you can use the menu or the key files. So basically, it's inside the edit, toggle comments. Fold is binded to control and slash. So let's save those files and we can do a deploy. Basically now in 7.1 we don't have the build and deploy as the separate functions. Well, you still can use it, but they are deprecated. So the best option will be to do a push using MFP push command. But because we also have a separate server, which is also local, but anyway separate, we can specify to which server we would like to deploy, and we also can specify to which specific context route, to which environment we want to deploy. So first of all, we need to get a list of servers. This can be done using MFP server info. It will provide the list of servers. As you can see, by default we have this localhost server. Let's check it out. Let's type MFP console. If you are not logged automatically, then the username and the password is admin. I won't save the password. So as you can see, by default I have this canteenPOS WL runtime, which is the runtime that was created by my project, by my work-light structure project. I mean old style one. So if I will type MFP push right now to this server within the canteenPOS, I will create one more runtime. But I don't want to do that. I want to push exactly in this runtime. So I will do the following. I will go back to our text editor, close the console, and type the following: mfp push, then the name of the server, in my case it will be local, and then the name of the runtime. It will be canteenPOS WL. So actually it will prepare the app and push it to exactly this runtime. So I can open the browser, open the console again. And we can see that actually this application was pushed exactly in this runtime. So now we have Android environment in it. We can preview this app. And we can see the result. Ionic blank starter project is here. But what we are missing, we are actually missing the device connections because our app missing the platform connectivity for now. So what we will do next is we'll go back to our text editor and open the file called index.js, which is located in another JS folder. And basically this was the file that was by default created using MobileFirst Platform as an example. So we will remove here almost everything except welcome on init and warm messages and init options from here. And we will also remove things inside welcome on init. So here inside common init function, we can actually perform worklights client connect to be able to connect to a server. And we won't be discussing now the stateful and stateless stuff, because this is definitely not the best practice how to perform a connection, but we will use this for demo purposes. So this will be the first step. And the second step is that we will need to add this index.js inside our index HTML file. I will do this by copying one of the script lines and passing it just before the body closing, right here. And now basically we can preview our app. We'll try to use the command mfp cordova preview and select the mobile browser simulator for this. So it will automatically load the browser simulator with our application inside. We can actually also go back to our IDE and try to launch the console with MFP console to check out if there are new devices connected to the server, and yes, as we can see, there is one active device connected. So actually when we are going to the active applications and environment and previewing this environment, we should be able to see in the console that connection were successful. So let's check it up. Yep, exactly. So we can close this preview together with the console. And basically on this step, our first lab in this lab series has been finished. We'll continue developing of our Canteen POS in next labs. Thank you.